Punch Out Boxing. I'd like to be speaking to the captain, Captain James.
Hello.
Finley,
How are we?
Ran a tight ship. You looked comfortable in there.
Yeah. Well, I think I always look more comfortable than what I am. I think that's part of the illusion a little bit. But yeah, get in there and get a job done. And I feel like if you've watched my performances previous, I think you can really start to see the turn off the screw and a bit of maturity and a bit of spitefulness into what I'm trying to do now. And not just trying to box really well, but really trying to like bring everything together. So sometimes I can hold and sometimes I can go twice and sometimes I can feel stronger going on that back foot and countering. And I think it's just all going to add to my game as I grow my career.
Yeah, absolutely. As usual, look sharp in boxing. We know you can do that, like you said. Especially, I think, the sixth and final round, you finally had to go. I think caught you right on the chop.
Yeah, he puts some shots in. He's an awkward lad. And I think sometimes where I'm moving up, down, left, right, and I'm always twisting, where if I do get caught, it's never square. It's always on the side or my head's moving as it's coming. So I think all them things kind of play into it a little bit, and I never feel damage or I never feel like fatigue off of them shots because they may be being thrown, they may hit so close to the target, but it's never flush or it's never anything like that. And I feel like I've got a lot of experience as an amateur and I've been doing this for a long time that if I am ever caught, I can kind of just go back to what I'm doing, or I can use that as a counter. And I think all these things are just going to play a part. At some point, look, prospects want to have a perfect performance every time they get into the ring, and they don't want to get hit and all this stupid stuff. We need it. We need it as much as we can to, when we do go into them tougher fights, we can take a dig and we can give one back and it don't phase us. You see with some of these prospects, they look great in the 4s and the 6s, go into the 8s and the 10s, catch a couple shots and they fall to pieces. But them more tough and them more rugged guys who have had probably harder build-up fights, they shine in them moments because don't let it phase them. And I think that's where I'm heading.
Absolutely. Clearly know your boxing. So 6 fights in. So coming up to say the next half a dozen fights. Do you want to step it up again? Sort of there's maybe the journeyman that used to be prospects.
Yeah.
That sort of level.
I think, look, I've had 6 fights, and if you look at my record, I've maybe only fought 2 real journeyman style people who ain't there to throw, and it don't benefit me because of my style and the way. But someone like Matt King, who's here to fight, he's here to push you back, he's here to let his fucking hands go, and he's not here to fuck about and get paid and leave. He's here to give us a fucking tough night's work, and that's what we want. If I was in the gym sparring, and I'm sparring every week, no one's landing a glove on me, I'd be going to Mark, can you get some better sparring in? Because these guys are useless. If I have a spar that the guy's giving it back to me, or I might come in one day, take a battering and go home, I'm more happy with that, because we don't get to experience that as lost prospects, and that's what's lost a little bit. And I think we all need to experience tough fights and hard fights. Look, they need to be matched correctly, they need to be matched right, and that's why we have matchmakers. That's why I sell tickets, and that's why people come and watch, and that's why them journeymen still have a job. But we need them in there to fucking stick it on us and show us the ropes. And if we ain't up to scratch, then we don't deserve being there.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I said, we do know the boxing. Any idea when you'll be out next?
I'm hoping May or the beginning of summer. I like to be out in a couple months' time. I've not took no damage. I can have a week off. I can go back to the gym next week. I can crack on my business and get back out again. This is where another thing that annoys me a little bit. I'm going to vent right now in this interview. Like young prospects want to be, I want a 6-week camp. I want an 8-week camp. Camps are bollocks. At this point in our career, we don't have camps. We stay in the gym. We pick the phone up and we get in the ring when we're asked. We don't go, I want to be out in 8 weeks. Let me start my camp then. We don't have that. We're here to fight. We're here to train. We don't get paid a lot, so we've got to work what we're paid for.
Absolutely, yeah. I can't imagine why we need like a full training camp.
No, it's silly. It's silly. They want to go. They want to be treated like a main event. But you're a 6-round fighter who's getting paid a couple grand. We're not at that level yet where you do camps. When you're further along, you're matured, you know how it works, then you go and do your camps because you know how it's structured. Until then, you stay in the gym, you learn as much as you can, and you pick the fucking phone up and you fight what they ask you to fight.
I'll tell you what, we've even seen recently at the top level, guys like Martin Foucault coming for a top level fight clearly without a camp. Imagine if he was permanently in shape.
And as it fucking should be. If these opportunities get offered to you and you're getting paid the right dough, you get in there, you suck your boots up, and you go and have a fight. Maybe like Coley, you get stopped in 2 rounds, or you're like a Josh Padley, and you have a great performance, and everyone goes, wow. You've got to be in there for the tough nights, you know, and you've got to be in there under the stars and get ready to fucking crack on.
Absolutely. Well, you're not professional boxers.
Yeah, we're not amateurs, and we're not fucking. We've been doing this. You'd like to think pros. We know what we're fucking talking about, you know. And you have a lot of pros in this game that are amateurs, and they just got their license, and they're trying. Oh yeah, I'll look good as long as I can, get to 4 fights, and then fuck off as soon as it gets hard. It's a crazy world. Don't get me started on it. But look, I'm in there, 6 rounds, good opponent. Showed my class, showed what I can do, and I'm really think I'm going to start to grow and turn a corner now.
Yeah, and great platform as well. What was I going to say? Yeah, you're going to be straight back into training sort of next week?
Yeah, look, I can go back to the gym, and this is where you have to get it right. I'll go back to the gym, but we're not at 100% intensity. We're at 20%, 30%. We ease our way back in, and as that fight starts to closen up, that's when you start to squeeze your intensity. That's when you start to turn the screw. That's when you start to look at things. Until then, you're in there, you're learning, you're sparring different guys, big, small, fat, skinny. You're learning off every single person around you. And I'm lucky, this is why we have stables. I can look at stable mates. They've got careers going on. They've got things going on. And we all look at each other, we learn off each other. And that's what it's all fucking about. If you ain't learning looking at no one, then you're going to get found out in there. And when you get found out in there, you're going to come back here, cry on the interview, and everyone's going to go, oh, tough luck. So go in the gym, knuckle your head down, learn, and have a fucking go.
You still good for super welterweight for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, at the moment, I think it's hard at this age. You know, I'm 21, so if I keep training for 4 or 5 weeks, my muscle and my bones are going to start to naturally dense anyway. And it's not like I'm not eating and I'm still fueling myself up. I've got 2-3 sessions a day to do, and I've been there 5 times a week, sparring twice. So I've got to eat, I've got to fuel, and wherever my weight takes me is where it takes me. If I have a year on and boost up to middleweight, that's what happens. And then we're there to take on them challenges. That's what I'm saying about sparring the big guys, the small guys, the skinny guys. If I was always sparring guys my weight or smaller, as soon as I do start to grow and I get a big guy, I'm going to go, wow, it's fucking different. But if I go up to middleweight, I've been sparring Joel Bartel. I've been sparring these middleweights. I'm sparring like heavyweights. So it's not really, it's something you can always adapt to, and it's nothing that you're kind of shying from. You're kind of welcoming it with open arms and going, this is what I am, and I'm going to do what I've done to the super welterweights, to the middleweights, and everyone's going to go, fucking hell, he's really good, isn't he? And I'm going to go, yeah.
That indeed you are. Tell you what, for a 21-year-old, you're more mature than most of us might. But yeah, you've got a great team around you with Mark, Mark, your dad.
Oh mate, it's fucking crazy. Like I was chatting with Jimmy, and he's just discovered YouTube. So you can imagine for him, this is great. He was telling me he sits up all night watching all the old fights, and he gets to watch them back, and he's reminiscing, and he's chatting to me about his fights, and we're talking about Joe Lewis fighting Billy Coe and all this great stuff. It's amazing, and even having like Mark landed from Vegas 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago, he landed from Vegas over with Fisher. So that just shows his dedication to someone like me. I'm boxing on the small hall. I'm not earning a load of dough. I'm not paying Mark a load of dough. But he still managed to get here from Vegas, get here, sit down, and get us in there and do the job, you know. And I always trust with who he's going to get in there to help me out. I had Frankie Greaves tonight. Second time I've had Frankie. Great tactician. And I trust Frankie as much as I trust Mark and I trust Jimmy, because they put their faith in Frankie. So if they put their faith in him, I have no reason to not, because I don't doubt my team and I don't doubt the people around me. So it's a really nice place to be.
Yeah. Is it still a dream one day do a big show at West Ham?
Oh mate, if they offer that, I'll fight any man. And I know people say that. If they like to get in there for a world title fight, I'd get knocked out in the first round just to get in there and go, oh, I can box at West Ham that night. And I'll tell my grandkids that every fucking day.
I saw George Liddell there. You know, he's a big hammers man as well. There's quite a few of you.
Good luck, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
See you later.
Top man, that's the man we were just talking about there. Look, beautiful.
I'll give you a shout.
Call me. Top man. Thank you, Frank. Have a good night.
Yeah, good. All of you guys, yourself, George, JP O'Meara.
Yeah, Jimmy Sains. Look, they can sell the fucking tickets, I'll put it that way. Them boys put bums on seats. I've known them boys since we was this big. And to all kind of grow through the stages, we all know each other's careers at the back of our hand. So it's really fun to see if we do get that big call one day and we'll get to go up West Ham and put a show on for everyone, we are going to be fucking buzzing. And it's going to be great.
Yeah, that's the stuff, well, even us as fans are true. So,
One day.
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I'll go, the man who's up from the board's up there, I'll go in now, I'll put a little word in his ear and I go, mate, give us a fucking chance here, we can do something.
Alright, Finley, always a pleasure. I'll let you get a shower and let's go and watch these 3 titles.
Yeah, let's see how they go. Good luck to all the lads. And to be fair, you know what? Film 14 and Mark Nelson have made a good name for themselves. And them, Johnny Clark, there's people in this small hall game that are really trying to fucking help us prospects out. Because it ain't fucking easy. There's not a lot of dates on, there's not a lot of shows on, and there's not a lot of people that are willing to give us a time of day. But John Fethway, Mark Nelson, Johnny Clark, they do it for us. And we're in there, get them a bit of dough, give us a bit of dough, and hopefully we get a career out of it.
Watch this space. The captain will be back soon.
Thank you, people.